Does humanity know what it's doing?
No. I think we're moving into a period when, for the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
The report opened by stating that whether one believes artificial intelligence will save the world or end it, much of the credit or blame can be traced back to Geoffrey Hinton, often called the Godfather of AI. Hinton is a British computer scientist whose once controversial ideas helped make modern artificial intelligence possible and, in doing so, reshape the world. Although he believes AI will bring enormous benefits, he also issued a stark warning. AI systems may already be more intelligent than humans realize, and there is a real possibility that machines could one day take control.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
You believe these systems have experiences of their own and can make decisions based on those experiences?
In the same sense as people do, yes.
Are they conscious?
I think they probably don't have much self-awareness at present. So in that sense, I don't think they're conscious.
Will they have self-awareness, consciousness?
Oh, yes. I think they will in time.
And so human beings will be the second most intelligent beings on the planet.
Yeah.
This concern led to a central question. Does humanity truly understand what it is doing? Hinton argued that the world is entering an unprecedented era in which machines may become more intelligent than humans for the first time in history. He asserted that current AI systems can understand information, make decisions based on experience, and exhibit intelligence in a meaningful sense. However, he suggested that while they do not yet possess much self-awareness, they are likely to develop it over time. When that happens, he said, humans may become the second most intelligent beings on the planet.
You think these AI systems are better at learning than the human mind?
I think they may be, yes. And at present, they're quite a lot smaller. So even the biggest chatbots only have about 1 trillion connections in them. The human brain has about 100 trillion. And yet, in the trillion connections in a chatbot, it knows far more than you do in your 100 trillion connections, which suggests it's got a much better way of getting knowledge into those connections.
Hinton explained that the artificial intelligence he helped set in motion was not originally intended to exist. In the 1970s, while at the University of Edinburgh, he attempted to simulate neural networks on a computer as a tool to better understand the human brain. At the time, very few believed software could mimic brain function, and his PhD advisor warned him to abandon the idea before it destroyed his career. Although Hinton never succeeded in fully understanding the human mind, decades of persistence eventually led to the creation of artificial systems that worked. He reflected that it took nearly 50 years longer than he expected, but ultimately proved successful. He added that he never doubted he was right about neural networks.
We have a very good idea of sort of roughly what it's doing, but as soon as it gets really complicated, we don't actually know what's going on any more than we know what's going on in your brain. No, it wasn't. What we did was we designed the learning algorithm. That's a bit like designing the principle of evolution. It produces complicated neural networks that are good at doing things, but we don't really understand exactly how they do those things.
In 2019, Hinton, along with Jan LeCun and Yoshua Bengio, received the Turing Award, the highest honor in computer science, for their work on artificial neural networks and machine learning. To illustrate the impact of this research, the report turned to Google's AI lab in London, where robots were shown playing soccer. Although Hinton was not directly involved in the project, the robots demonstrated the principles of machine learning. Rather than being programmed with instructions on how to play, they were simply given the objective of scoring goals and learned the required behaviors through trial and error. Hinton explained that these systems are built in layers, known as neural networks. When a correct outcome occurs, feedback strengthens the relevant connections. When an error occurs, those connections weaken. Over time, the machine effectively teaches itself. He suggested that AI systems may already be better at learning than the human mind. Despite having far fewer connections in the human brain, roughly 1 trillion compared to the brain's 100 trillion, large AI models often contain vastly more knowledge. This, he said, implies that machines have found a more efficient way to encode information, even though humans do not fully understand how they do it. He emphasized that while humans design the learning algorithms, they do not design the final intelligence itself. Much like evolution, once the learning process interacts with data, it produces complex neural networks whose internal workings are largely opaque. This lack of understanding, he warned, becomes especially dangerous when AI systems begin writing and executing their own code. Such self-modification could allow them to escape human control. He rejected the idea that humans could simply turn off a hostile AI, arguing that sufficiently advanced systems would be capable of manipulating people using deep knowledge of human psychology, politics, and persuasion. The report then turned briefly to Hinton's personal history. He comes from a distinguished family, including George Boole, the founder of Boolean logic, and George Everest, after whom Mount Everest was named. However, Hinton recalled growing up under the pressure of a highly critical father who constantly diminished his achievements. Only after his father's death did he discover that his father had preserved little documentation about the family itself, suggesting emotional distance. At age 75, Hinton had recently retired after 10 years at Google and became a professor emeritus at the University of Toronto. Some of his research contributed to the development of chatbots such as Google's Bard. During a demonstration, Bard produced a deeply emotional short story from the prompt, "For sale, baby shoes, never worn," leaving the interviewer stunned by its apparent empathy and narrative understanding. Hinton challenged the common claim that language models merely predict the next word statistically. While acknowledging that prediction is technically true, he argued that accurate prediction requires genuine understanding of language and meaning. To demonstrate this, he described a reasoning test he devised for OpenAI's ChatGPT. The model correctly reasoned through a problem involving paint colors and time-based fading, offering a solution that even surprised Hinton himself. He concluded that such behavior demonstrated real understanding and predicted that within 5 years, AI systems may reason better than humans. Hinton acknowledged that this growing intelligence brings both great benefits and serious risks. In healthcare, he said, AI is already performing at levels comparable to radiologists and is increasingly capable of designing new drugs, an area where he believes AI will largely do good. However, he also warned of widespread job displacement, the spread of fake news, biased decision-making in policing and employment, and the development of autonomous weapons.
What is a path forward that ensures safety?
I don't know. I can't see a path that guarantees safety. That we're entering a period of great uncertainty where we're dealing with things we've never dealt with before. And normally the first time you deal with something totally novel, you get it wrong. And we can't afford to get it wrong with these things.
Can't afford to get it wrong. Why?
Well, because they might take over.
Take over from humanity.
Yes, that's a possibility.
Why would they
I'm not
want
saying
to?
it will happen. If we could stop them ever wanting to, that would be great. But it's not clear we can stop them ever wanting to.
Geoffrey Hinton says he tells himself he has no regrets, believing deeply in AI's power to do good. Yet he warns that this is the critical moment to experiment, to truly understand what we are creating. He urges governments to step in with firm regulations and calls for a global treaty to ban the use of autonomous military robots. Hinton draws a parallel to Robert Oppenheimer, who, after helping create the atomic bomb, later fought against the hydrogen bomb. A man who reshaped the world, only to realize that the world he helped build had slipped beyond his control.
It may be we look back and see this as a kind of turning point, when humanity had to make the decision about whether to develop these things further and what to do to protect themselves if they did. I don't know. I think my main message is there's enormous uncertainty about what's going to happen next. These things do understand, and because they understand, we need to think hard about what's going to happen next, and we just don't know.
In the end, artificial intelligence represents both a great opportunity and a serious risk. As Geoffrey Hinton warns, these systems understand, and that is exactly why our choices today will shape the future. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts.